Hello grade 6, welcome to the circle video. Given this diagram, which shows three important parts of the circle. The first one is the radius, which starts from the center of the circle going to the edge of the circle. The second one is called diameter, which starts from one side of the circle, goes through the center, and then ends at the other side of the circle. As you can see, the radius is shorter than the diameter, or the diameter is longer than the radius. So, let's talk more about their relationship. 2 times radius is equal diameter. So when you're given a radius, which is 2 centimeters, you just multiply it by 2 and you get its diameter. So 2 times 2 is 4. So the diameter of a circle with a radius of 2 is 4 centimeters. If you're given 12 meters, its diameter is, that's correct, 20 meters. 24 meters. 12 times 2 is 24 meters. How about if the radius is 20 millimeters? What could be the diameter? That's correct. The diameter is 40 millimeters. Okay. Now, how about when you're given the diameter? What could be the relationship? Diameter is half of radius. So when the diameter is 10 kilometers, you just divide 10 by 2 and you'll get the radius, which is 5 kilometers. So 10 divided by 2 will give you 5. Try it yourself. Given a diameter of 14 centimeters, what could be its radius? Yes, it's 7 centimeters. Okay, this is the last one. Diameter 16 millimeters. What is its radius? Yes, it's 8 millimeters. Okay. Now, at this point, I would like you to get your notebook or a piece of paper and start writing down the answer. Check your understanding if you really understand. If you don't know what to do, that means that you need to have to watch this video again. Start over and listen to the explanation and then try and answer these questions. Remember that I need to say this. Okay, very good. Now that you're done, let's move on and let's get back to the second part of this video. Okay, now what we really want to learn is how to get the circumference of the circle. But we won't be able to get the circumference of the circle if we don't know what is a pi. Pi looks like this. Okay. You have probably seen this symbol before, and this is called pi, spelled as P-I, not P-I-E, the thing that you eat. Okay. Now, the value of this pi, it only has one value. Its value is 3.1415926535897, and so on and so forth. Until today, mathematicians are still computing the exact value of pi and they still have not finished it. So for this lesson, we are just going to use the value 3 and 1400ths for pi. We need pi to be able to solve the value of our circumference or area of the circle. But for this lesson, we need pi or 3.14 to get the circumference. But what is a circumference of a circle? Circumference of the circle, and we are back to our original diagram, is the distance around the circle. So from this point at the edge of the circle, and then you go all the way around and you go back to that point, that distance is called circumference. It is actually similar to the word perimeter. It's just that you use the word perimeter with other polygons or with polygons but not with circle. Okay, so for circle and you want to measure the distance outside, you call it circumference. And I'll have another circle, which is the pink line. And so if we want to measure how long is this distance outside of the circle or this pink line, you call it circumference. Okay. There is a formula to get the circumference. Circumference is equal to pi times d or pi multiplied to d. We know that the value of pi is 3.14. Okay. Now, if you are given the radius instead and not the diameter, you have to multiply 2 by pi and then its radius. For example, given a circle, what do we call this line? This is called diameter because it starts from one edge or one side of the circle and it passes through the center and ends at the other side, so it's a diameter. This means that this is the longer line. Okay. Now, how do we get the circumference if you are given a diameter? If you are given the diameter, you're going to follow the formula circumference is equal to pi times d, or pi multiplied to the diameter. We know the value of pi is 3.14 multiplied by 8. 8 is the diameter of your circle. So using what you know about multiplying the decimals, let's multiply the two numbers together. Okay. We start with 4 or the hundredths place. 8 times 400 is equal to 32. We write the 2 down here and we put the 3 on top. 8 times the tenths place is 8 times 1 is 8 plus 3. You will have 11 and we'll write 1 here and put 1 on top. Then we multiply 8 to the ones place, which is 3. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1, we have 25. Now we need to put the decimal point in this number. Let's count the decimal places of our factors. From 3.14, we have 2 decimal places, starting from the right side. 1, 2. So we need 2 decimal places. So from the rightmost of 25 and 12, we count going into the left 2 places. So 1, 2, and so the decimal point should be here. The circumference of this circle is 25.12 centimeters or 25 and 12 hundredths centimeters. Let's have another example, but this time the given to you is a radius. It's the shorter line. It's 3 millimeters. To get the circumference, we need to multiply 3 by 2 to get the diameter. So then our formula is 2 times pi times r, or we write 2 times the pi is 3.14 times the radius is 3, so times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, so I'm writing 6 here. This is 2 times 3, which is 6, and then we have the 3.14 in here. So let's multiply these two numbers together. 6 times 4 is 24. We have 4 down here, and then we'll have 2 on top. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 will have 8. And now the last one, 6 times 3, and we'll have 18. From the rightmost part of 3.14, we count the number of decimal places. There are 2 decimal places, so that means down here, we need also to count 2 decimal places. So from the rightmost part, we have 1, 2. We need to put a decimal point between 18 and 84. Okay, so the answer is 18.84 millimeters or 18 and 84 hundredths millimeter. Okay. I hope everything is clear. Now at this point, I want you to check your understanding and solve these 4 circles. Find its circumferences. Okay. Good luck, and if you don't understand, Remember, watch the video again and try it yourselves. I want to see the solution in a piece of paper or in your notebook. Email them to me by taking a picture or by scanning it. You can also solve the problems using a Google document, but make sure that you show your solution. Bye, grade 6.